Howdy partner, Dig Big McGee here with a video about the upcoming release of Red Dead Redemption 2. I for one am very excited about this game and will be glad that soon the wait will be over. It'll be nice to knock the dust off my spurs again and see what awaits, as Rockstar has said that this will be the largest map of any of their games to date. They've definitely been stoking the fires of the hype train by releasing previews and trailers that frankly look beautiful, as well as screenshots and in-game promotions in Grand Theft Auto, in the form of the Golden Revolver and Stone Hatchet. There are also quite a few promotions going on if you want to pre-order. I think it's interesting that the game takes place 12 years prior to the events in the first Red Dead Redemption, and that the protagonist in the original game is given a supporting role in the new game. So from the information that's been given so far, it appears that there's going to be no shortage of activities in the game, all of varying legality. From robbing banks, trains and stagecoaches to hunting, fishing, gambling and bounty hunting, and I'm sure there's much more in between. Just from what we've seen in the trailers, the environment looks pretty amazing. It appears that Rockstar is making pretty good use of the capabilities of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4s in its first real next-gen property. I know how it's easy to make a cinematic trailer look good, but even the gameplay trailer is beautiful, with dynamic lighting, apparently seamless geographic transitions, water effects, and an abundance of wildlife. Hopefully they will keep the hunting and fishing in the online version, something I sorely miss in GTA. It was never a main part of the story mode for me, but it would have been fun to be able to break up the grind by fishing the Alamo Sea or offshore, or stalking some bear, deer, or rabbit on Mount Chiliad. The variety of environments look pretty impressive as well, from high desert to bayou, as well as plains, forests, and mountains. I only wonder how fast that horse is going to have to run, unless you can travel by train maybe. A few weeks ago, Rockstar introduced us to the members of the Van der Linde gang. From the leader Dutch Van der Linde to John Marston, his son Jack, the protagonist Arthur Morgan, as well as the other men and women that comprise the gang, 23 in all. If there are going to be that many just in the gang, how many characters are going to be out in the world? I can't help but think, even though 23 seems to be a lot, that it's only a small fraction of the total. However, the humans seem to be only a small part of the population of this game. Earlier today on the Newswire, Rockstar gave us a preview of some of the wildlife in-game. In their description, they have stated that there are going to be, and I quote, around 200 different species of animal, birds, and fish, all of which behave and respond to the environment in a unique way. Deer, bison, and pronghorn traverse the plains in large herds, scavengers quickly sniff out carrion, sockeye salmon leap upstream, wolves attack in packs surrounding their prey, geese fly in fixed formations, possums play dead, rodents scamper into tree hollows, grizzly bears bluff charge when threatened, and birds of prey soar on thermals. They all form part of a complex ecosystem and must continually fight for their place on the food chain. I, for one, due to where I grew up, am looking forward to doing some gator hunting. That thing actually made me jump the first time I saw the trailer. Bad gator, bad gator, bad gator, bad gator. And to show off some of the environmental diversity, about a week ago Rockstar released news about some of the towns and cities which appear to be very diverse in their characters as much as any of the people. From the rowdy auction town of Valentine to the rough-looking town of Annesburg, the cosmopolitan city of St. Denis, which screams New Orleans, is contrasted by the wilds of Mount Hagen and the Grizzly Mountains. There's the uptight plantation town of Rhodes that seems to have a genteel version of a Hatfields and McCoy style war brewing, and Strawberry, a town that seems to be growing despite its beginnings as a simple logging town. The last town mentioned is La Gras, a small settlement in the bayou which means gators. Gators make me happy. They did state that these are only some of the towns, which leads me to believe that there can only be more. Plus, along with the October 26 release date, Rockstar has announced that Red Dead Online is being launched in November, giving us a few weeks to explore the single-player story mode before unleashing us into the gleeful hell of multiplayer. It will be started as an open beta at first, so who knows if it will work right. I know GTA Online had a lot of trouble when it first began and still has some wonky server issues sometimes, but once it's ironed out, if it's half as good as GTA, then it'll probably be pretty awesome. Not sure how Deadeye is going to work online, maybe something like BST, if included at all, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And according to about 15 gaming sites that Rockstar invited to come check out an early preview of the game, all of the feedback I've read has been very positive. Of course, Rockstar isn't going to put a negative review up on their newswire, but I haven't seen anything negative as of yet. So all in all, this looks like an amazing game, and hopefully it will live up to the hype. But considering Rockstar's track record, I have no doubt that it will be great. On the flip side, they have a lot to live up to considering the ridiculous success of GTA 5. However, I personally have never been disappointed with their games, so the expectation is high. Doubly so considering I'm a huge nerd for old gritty spaghetti western movies. I only hope they eventually open it up and release it on the PC as well. They never released the first Red Dead Redemption on PC, which I think was a mistake, seeing as how well Grand Theft Auto did on all three platforms, not including the Xbox 360 and PS3. I do think it's a little shady to have to buy the Ultimate Edition to get all of the content for it, but I get it. Rockstar is a company whose primary goal is to make money. If people are willing to buy it, then they are happy to sell it. The fact that they consistently have made great games, and yes, they do listen to their fans, only contributes to their success. Call me a fanboy if you want, I wear that descriptor proudly, but the fact is they aren't paying me to say this. I'm saying it because I have a passion for their games. If this game is half as good as it appears it's going to be, I'll definitely buy it on PC as well if it's released. So that's about all I have to say about what we know so far. Let me know down in the comments if you're excited about Red Dead coming, or if you think it's going to suck. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. I'm definitely going to try and keep up with GTA once Red Dead comes out. It's still my first love, but there might be a break for a bit. At least until the shiny wears off of Red Dead. I do have more money guides in the works. Right now I'm working on an extremely detailed money guide with details you probably haven't seen before on the motorcycle businesses. So stay tuned and make sure you check back soon. So until next time, I'll see you on the trail, partner.